Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Maria Rini with the Welcome Home team at Remax, and behind the camera,
hi everybody, it's Cory.
thanks Cory. And today we have the honor and privilege of interviewing my friend Jeanne Martin, the Executive Director of Meals on Wheels, North Jersey.
Thanks, Maria. Thanks for having me.
All right, so a pleasure to be here. Jeanne, tell us, Meals on Wheels is a lot of things to a lot of people, but
Yeah.
as simply as you can, tell us what Meals on Wheels is.
Okay. So we deliver a hot meal on a daily basis to our 200 clients throughout northern Bergen County. We cover 30 towns in northern Bergen County. And it's more than a meal. Our volunteers have been doing this, many of them for decades. And we're always looking for new volunteers. So we deliver a nourishing meal and a friendly visit. It's been a little of a struggle for us with COVID because we've had to change from being hi, how are you, hugs and kisses, and to our clients, to our volunteers, to social distancing, which is difficult when you become connected to our clients. Are not just our clients; they're our family.
So in the past, sounds like I'd come to the door, I might get a hug, and we'd have a conversation, and I drop off your meal for the day.
Yeah.
Now COVID hits. What does that look like today?
Okay, so for right now, we've gone back to daily delivery. We deliver Monday through Friday. The pickup point is 10 o'clock. We do not make physical contact with our clients. We hang the food on, and we have it in bags, and we hang it on the door. Our volunteers will either call from the car or knock on the door and step back and wait for them to come in to get the meal. It's been a little bit of a struggle. We have some clients who absolutely can't come to the door, so we make exceptions. It's everybody wears masks. We have all volunteers have hand sanitizer. We're just glad to be back to daily delivery. For 15 weeks, we did weekly delivery of frozen meals, and I think the clients and the volunteers missed each other just as much. It's these are deep relationships that form between our clients and our volunteers.
Right. So now you're back to daily delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a greater need for other types of services that you can help people with? So I don't know. Yes, you deliver a meal, but you are so much more than that, and more than a friendly face. So as a resource.
Yeah, we have a lot of connections in the county and in the state with resources. Bergen County is very fortunate to have some very strong senior services available. And Meals on Wheels North Jersey has a social worker on staff, and we have a social work intern who support our clients. So if a volunteer calls up and says, Mrs. Jones isn't looking well today, I saw her through the window and she looked like she was really struggling. I called her and she sounded really sad. And our social work will call her. We'll call perhaps her family member and say, we're concerned. And we have other resources that we can hook them up with. So we do incontinent products if people need those. We have equipment, if somebody needs some kind of a shower chair or cane or something, we always have resources to hook them up with that. If someone's struggling with they're answering their phone or hearing, we have resources to have them get better phone systems. So it's really the biggest asset we have right now is our volunteers. But then on top of that is Allie, our social worker, is really quite accomplished and great at reaching out to our people.
Right. So it's not just you're dropping off a meal, you're saying a kind word. You're really taking a look and saying, hey, I think this person needs this or that.
Yeah.
And how can we help them with
How can we help them? Yeah. And it's, we have frequent flyers like any emergency kind of service. There's people, we get a phone call sometimes daily about them. I'm concerned. I'm worried. And we have a relationship with all the police departments. All the Adult Protective Services is on our dial. Call them quickly because we call Adult Protective Service quite often. Food pantries. We work with the food pantries in the area to support our clients as well. So it's a network. It's a network. So yeah, we've had. I just was on the phone earlier today with one of my volunteers who is concerned about one of our clients who she never leaves her house.
history.
Mm-hmm.
How long you been around? Tell
Meals
us
on-
about the whole network.
Okay, so Meals on Wheels, there are 5,000 Meals on Wheels programs in the United States. If you've seen one, you've seen one. We're all different. Some are run by governments, local agencies. Some are run by religious organizations. Some are nonprofits like mine that get some government funding. We get about $40,000 a year from federal government funding that trickles down to the state and to the county and then to me. Some programs accept no government funding. Some are fully funded by government agencies. So they're all different. In Bergen County, we have 6 agencies that do Meals on Wheels. The county is the largest. They service the lower part of Bergen County. I guess we're the next with 30 towns that we cover. And then there's Wyckoff that has just Wyckoff. Fairlawn just went to the county. And Community Meals on Wheels does 7 towns around the Ridgewood Glenrock area. And then Kosher Meals on Wheels does all of the towns in Bergen for kosher meals. And we are a network. It's a family. It's not competition. You know, if I need something, I can call up any of the other agencies and we support each other. Bergen County was incredible. Bergen County Meals on Wheels service was great. When we couldn't handle the uptick in people in our catchment area that needed meals, the county stepped in and delivered frozen meals to them. So it's not competition. It's we're working together.
And so during the pandemic, have the number of people who needed your services gone up, down?
So I'm an anomaly from what I understand from my peers in the Meals on Wheels world. They said my numbers actually stayed the same. I lost people because people had children that were now home and could take care of them. They were no longer working. Their children were home, so they took care of mom and dad. And then I had new clients come on because they were afraid to go into the grocery stores. So we were pretty close to even for what we've had before. We started, now our numbers are starting to go up. Now that things have settled down, people are returning back to work, our numbers started to go up.
Are you making any special provisions in anticipation of?
For sure. Yeah. We so what we did when we had COVID, the 15 weeks of frozen meals was we had wild Mondays and Tuesdays. So we had 1,000 meals delivered to this building, and we packaged them up in packages of 5 for each client, and we got them. They came in and they went right back out. So in 2.5 hours, it was like packing them up and get them out. And it was, you get what you get. We didn't really give people a choice. So in anticipation of this happening again, we're probably going to set it up as staggered, where we have, one day will be 6 routes will be coming in on Monday, Tuesday we'll do another 6 routes, Wednesday another 6 routes, and then it won't all be at one time. And then we can be more selective in what clients get. If you don't like spinach, we won't send you a meal with spinach. If you don't like chicken, we won't send you chicken. If you don't like fish, we won't send you fish. We can take our time a little bit more. In the beginning, it was pretty crazy and wild. But now we feel in control, Maria.
That's good to hear. Do you, during this time, have you had people that you thought might be ill and you've had to bring on medical services, or that really hasn't affected you guys?
No.
I mean the clients in their homes.
No. We had we only had one client who has been tested positive for COVID, and it was not, hey Fran, it was not someone who was ever outside of her house. It was, with our clients. We had one former client that passed away from COVID, maybe 2 that I know of, but they hadn't been on our program. They'd been in rehab before it happened. So yeah, we worry about it. It's safety of our clients and our volunteers is our most important goal for right now. We offer masks to anybody who needs them as volunteers. We handed out hand sanitizer to all of our volunteers. We're working with nurses from NYU and University Hospital and Robert Wood Johnson to come up with an emergency pandemic protocol. We have an emergency plan, but pandemic was just one of those things I thought, oh, that's not going to happen to us. So they're right. So they're really helping us work out the nitty gritty on what we can do to prepare our volunteers and prepare our clients if things happen again, which we pray doesn't happen, but we have to be ready.
Yeah. So, right now, what do you need? What message do you want to get out there? These are the things we need. This is the help we need. What is
Okay.
it?
So we don't need a heck of a lot of volunteers, but we are looking for some dedicated people who can volunteer once a month with us. The pickup time it's a Monday through Friday, and the pickup time is between 10 and 10:15 in the morning. So we try to work with you to pick a day, and we also
One slot a month. Then people within the organization can then get can sign up for that time slot. And, that's how I get away with volunteering, and
Yeah, no, it
without a
works well.
huge commitment. So, Rotary, Lions,
women's clubs,
women's clubs,
churches, yeah.
Masons. It's all good. You can make a big difference in somebody's life.
And I'm happy to talk to any organization. You know, we're doing Zoom meetings. It's a little bit easier for me now that I can Zoom instead of going in person. But yeah, I'll talk with any group that needs a speaker.
Super. Thank you. So thank you. There's Jeanne Martin, Executive Director, Meals on Wheels. Welcomes your questions, your speaking opportunities, and your volunteers, and of course your donations. You can get in touch with her.
Yep, at 201-358-0050, or our website is mealsonwheelsnorthjersey.org.
Super. And thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks for
Jeanne.
having me.
Thanks for listening.